Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss a single phase full wave controlled rectifier. It is also known as a single phase 2 pulse SCR. Okay, in the single phase full wave controlled rectifier we are having the two possible configurations. One is the midpoint tapped transformer configuration, or it is also known as center tapped transformer configuration, and second one is a bridge configuration. Okay, bridge configuration. So let us first discuss the midpoint tapped transformer configuration, right? And the load is purely resistive. Okay, so here it is a circuit diagram for single phase midpoint tapped transformer configuration, full wave controlled rectifier with purely resistive load. Okay, so why it is known as the midpoint tapped transformer configuration? Because yes, here we are using the transformer. Okay, this transformer is ideal transformer. Okay, in the figure we are going to consider it as an ideal transformer. Okay, next, the primary number of turns are n, the secondary number of turns are 2 times n. Okay, so double that of the primary turns. Okay, and the secondary winding of the transformer is having a tapping at the center point, tapping at the midpoint. Okay, so that's why it is known as the midpoint tapped transformer configuration. Okay, next, so now here the supply voltage Vs, which is equal to Vm into sine of omega t. Okay, so from omega t is equal to 0 to pi, Vs is positive, pi to 2 pi, Vs is negative, right? Next, we are using two thyristors T1 and T2, thyristor T1 and the thyristor T2. Okay, next we are using the load, right, purely resistive. Voltage across thyristor T1 is Vt1, current flowing through thyristor T1 is It1. Voltage across thyristor T2 is Vt2, current flowing through thyristor T2 is It2, right? Voltage across load is V0, current flowing through the load is I0. Okay, next, supply current is Is. Okay, supply current is Is. Next, so here when Vs is positive, okay, so Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t, so from 0 to pi Vs is positive, right? So when Vs is positive, so suppose the polarity is plus here and minus here. Okay, so when Vs is positive, here it is a plus, here it is a minus. Okay, so it is like a highest potential point, it is like a lowest potential point. Okay, so from this highest potential is appearing at the upper terminal of the primary winding, lowest potential, highest potential is appearing at the upper terminal of the primary winding, lowest potential is appearing at the lower terminal of the primary winding. Okay, so can we say that the voltage across the primary winding of the transformer is same as that of the supply voltage? Yes. Okay, next, voltage across the secondary winding of the transformer, as transformer is having a n:2n transformation ratio. Okay, primary to secondary turns ratio. Okay, so if the primary winding voltage is Vs, what about the secondary winding voltage? It should be 2 Vs. Okay, so if this voltage is Vs, this secondary winding voltage is equal to 2 Vs. Okay, now this is the highest potential point, this is the lowest potential point. Okay, so highest potential is appearing, yes, same at the upper terminal of the secondary winding, lowest potential is appearing at the lower terminal of the secondary winding. Okay, this total voltage across the secondary winding is 2 times Vs. Okay, so as the secondary winding is center tapped, right, as the secondary winding is having a center tapping, so can we say that the potential difference between upper terminal of the secondary winding and the center tap, right, is equal to Vs, and the potential difference between center tap and the lower terminal of the secondary winding is Vs, so it is a Vs plus Vs, it is a 2 Vs. Okay, next, so here this is the highest potential point, this is the lowest potential point. Okay, so can we say that from here to here the potential goes on decreasing? Yes. Okay, so total potential difference is 2 Vs, and from here to here we are saying that the potential is decreasing. Okay, so as the potential is decreasing, yes, so this is the highest potential point. Compared to this point, center point will be at the lower potential, right? But compared to this point, the center point potential will be higher. Are you getting the point? Okay, as from here to here the potential is decreasing, right? So definitely the center point potential compared to upper terminal potential, it will be lesser. Okay, next, but compared to the lower terminal potential, right, the center point potential will be higher. Okay, so it is a plus minus plus minus. Is this clear? Next, so highest potential when Vs is positive, the highest potential is appearing at the anode of thyristor T1, lowest potential is appearing at the anode of thyristor T2. Okay, so if you check, when Vs is positive, the highest potential is appearing at the anode of thyristor T1. Okay, so if you check, when Vs is positive, right, Vs is positive at that time, yes, anode potential of T1 is highest, so definitely the cathode potential will be somewhat lesser, right? Initially thyristor will be in the off state, so this potential will be same as that of this potential, okay, because initially the current in the circuit will be zero, okay, so therefore cathode potential will be lesser than that of the anode potential. So can we say that when Vs is positive, thyristor T1 will be in the forward bias mode, right? Again the lowest potential is appearing at the anode of thyristor T2, okay, so anode is at the lowest potential, so definitely cathode will be at the somewhat higher potential, okay, so therefore can we say that thyristor T2 will be in the reverse bias mode? Yes, point to be noted, when Vs is positive, thyristor T1 forward bias mode, thyristor T2 reverse bias mode. Similarly when Vs negative, what will happen? Here it is minus, here it is plus, so minus plus minus plus minus plus, right? So when Vs negative, the lowest potential will be appearing at the anode of thyristor T1, okay, so therefore when Vs is negative, at that time the lowest potential will be appearing at the anode of thyristor T1, okay, so can we say that thyristor T1 will be in the reverse bias mode, and what about thyristor T2? Thyristor T2 will be in the forward bias mode, okay, so these 2 points are very important, okay, so when Vs is positive, T1 is in the forward bias mode, T2 is in the reverse bias mode. When Vs is negative, yes, T1 will be in the reverse bias mode, T2 will be in the forward bias mode, okay. Next, so if you check the waveform, right, so from 0 to pi Vs positive, right, so when Vs positive we are having T1 is in the forward bias mode, so that's why during 0 to pi means when Vs positive we have applied the gate signal to only thyristor T1. Ig1 is the gate signal or the gate pulse to thyristor T1, okay. Similarly when Vs is negative, thyristor T2 is in the forward bias mode, so we are going to apply the gate signal to thyristor T2 only, right? Similarly for next positive half cycle, the gate pulse will be applied to the thyristor T1 and so on. Are you getting the point? Okay, so gate pulse to T1, gate pulse to T2, gate pulse to T1, gate pulse to T2, right? In this way, okay, we will proceed, okay. Next, so now we are going to discuss the circuit operation, right, during different intervals, okay. So let us first discuss for omega t is equal to 0 to alpha. For omega t is equal to 0 to alpha, okay, so for omega t is equal to 0 to alpha, Vs is positive, okay, but we have not applied the gate signal to thyristor T1, okay, so thyristor T1 will be in the forward blocking mode, okay, so Vs positive, so this is Vs plus here minus here, okay, and here it is the secondary. Next we are having the load R, we have not applied the gate signal to thyristor T1, also thyristor T2 will be in the reverse bias mode, okay, so R, this is V0, this current is I0, this voltage is VT1, this current is IT1, IT2 and VT2, okay, yes, plus minus plus minus plus minus, this voltage is Vs, here it is Vs, here it is Vs. Are you getting the point? Okay, so now during this interval, that is from 0 to alpha, can we say that thyristor T1 is in forward blocking mode? Thyristor T1 is in forward blocking mode, means thyristor T1 is in the forward bias mode, but we have not applied the gate signal, okay. Thyristor T2, it is in reverse blocking mode because thyristor T2 will be in the reverse bias mode, okay. Next, so now, so from 0 to alpha, both the thyristors are acting as an open switch, okay. So whether the current will be flowing from source to load? No, current will not flow from source to load, okay. So what is I0? 0. I0 is equal to IT1 is equal to IT2, all are 0 ampere, okay. Next, if I0 is 0, what is V0? According to Ohm's law, V0 is equal to I0 into R, right? So it is a 0 only, okay. Next, what is the VT1? If we apply KVL to the upper loop, upper loop, we'll be getting VT1 is equal to plus Vs minus VT1 minus V0 is equal to 0, but V0 is 0, right? So therefore we can write Vt1 is equal to Vs, Vt1 is equal to Vs. Are you getting the point? Okay, so if you check the circuit operation or the waveforms from 0 to alpha, V0 is 0, I0 is 0, Vt1 is same as that of the supply voltage, okay. Next, from omega t is equal to alpha to pi, what will happen from alpha to pi? Now at alpha we are applying the gate signal to thyristor, okay, T1. So thyristor T1 will act as a short circuit. Mode of operation of thyristor T1 will be forward conduction mode. Okay, so from omega t is equal to alpha to pi, thyristor T1 is in the on state. Okay, so here current will be flowing from Vs T1 and load, okay. So thyristor T1, it is in the forward conduction mode, right? Thyristor T2 is in reverse blocking mode only, right? Next, so now what is Vt1? Vt1 is equal to 0 volt, right? Vt1 is equal to 0 volt, right? So if Vt1 is 0, if we apply KVL to the upper loop, yes, we'll be getting V0 is Vs, V0 is equal to Vs, right? What is I0? I0 is equal to V0 by R, so is equal to Vs by R, right? I0 is equal to Vs by R. Are you getting the point? Okay, so I0 is Vs by R, V0 is equal to Vs, Vt1 is equal to 0. Okay, can we find Vt2? Yes, we have not drawn the waveform of Vt2, but we can draw. Okay, what is the Vt2? If you check for this circuit, if you check Vt2, it is like apply KVL plus Vs minus 0 plus Vt2 is equal to 0. KVL to the outer loop, KVL to outer loop, KVL to outer loop. Yes, if you check the KVL to the outer loop, it is a plus Vs, right? Plus Vs minus Vt1 plus Vt2 is equal to 0, right? Out of that Vt1 is 0, so therefore we can write Vt2 is equal to minus 2 times Vs. Okay, minus 2 times Vs. Is this clear? Okay, the meaning is out of the two thyristors, if one thyristor is in the on state and second one is in the off state, okay, off state means it is in the reverse bias mode, at that time the voltage that will be appearing across the second thyristor, the thyristor which is in the reverse bias mode, right, the voltage appearing across that thyristor will be 2 times the supply voltage, right, will be 2 times the supply voltage. Is this clear? Okay, next, so from alpha to pi, if you check the circuit operation, V0 is Vs, I0 is equal to Vs by R, V0 by R means it is a Vs by R, right? So I0 will be in phase with V0. Okay, if you check here, V0 has suddenly increased from 0 to the Vm sin alpha, so therefore I0 also suddenly increased. Okay, so in the resistive load the I0 increases suddenly. Okay, but in RL load there is a, due to the inductor, the I0 will not increase suddenly. Okay, next, what is the Vt1 during alpha to pi? Vt1 is 0. Okay, next, so from pi to pi plus alpha, what will happen? From omega t is equal to pi plus alpha, pi to pi plus alpha. Yes, pi to pi plus alpha, supply voltage is negative, so it is plus here, here it is minus, right? Minus plus, this is plus minus plus minus. Okay, so now from pi to pi plus alpha, if you check, when Vs is negative, thyristor T2 is in the forward bias mode, but during pi to pi plus alpha we have not applied the gate signal to the thyristor T2, so thyristor T2 will be in the forward blocking mode. What about thyristor T1? It will be in the reverse blocking mode. Are you getting the point? T1 will be in the reverse blocking mode, T2 will be in the forward blocking mode. Okay, next, so both the thyristors are in the off state, so whether the current will be flowing through the circuit? No. I0 is equal to IT1 is equal to IT2 is equal to 0. Okay, I0, IT1, IT2 all are 0. Okay, next, here what is the V0? If I0 is 0, V0 is also equal to 0. Okay, next, can we find Vt1? Yes, apply KVL, it is a minus Vs minus Vt1, minus Vs minus Vt1 minus V0 is equal to 0, right? But V0 is 0, so therefore we can write Vt1 is equal to minus Vs. Okay, so here if you check during pi to pi plus alpha, both the thyristors are in the off state, the thyristor which is in the reverse bias mode, across the thyristor the voltage appearing is minus Vs. Okay, but the thyristor which is in the forward bias mode, across the thyristor the voltage appearing will be, if you apply KVL to this loop you will understand. Okay, KVL to this loop, so it is a minus Vs plus V0 plus Vt2 is equal to 0. V0 is 0, so therefore Vt2 is equal to plus Vs. So please be careful, during pi to pi plus alpha, both the switches, both the thyristors are in the off state, right? So both the thyristors are in the off state, so the thyristor which is in the forward bias mode, across the thyristor the voltage appearing is plus Vs. The thyristor which is in the reverse bias mode, across the thyristor the appearing voltage is minus Vs. Okay, so during pi to pi plus alpha, if you check, V0 is 0, I0 is 0, Vt1 is, it is a minus Vs, Vt1 is minus Vs. Okay, next, from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, what will happen? Let us discuss. Yes, from pi plus alpha to 2 pi. Yes, during pi plus alpha to 2 pi, now we have applied the gate signal to thyristor T2. So T2 will be in the on state. Okay, so current will be flowing in the lower loop. Current will be flowing in the lower loop, right? If you check, when T1 is in the on state, at that time the current direction is from right to left. Now also the current direction is from right to left. So please be careful. Even though the supply voltage is reversed, but the load voltage is not reversed. Please be careful, right? Because the load current direction is same. Current always flows from higher to lower potential, right? So V0 is positive in both the cases. Okay. Next, so here during this interval, yes, what is Vt2? So before that, what is the mode of operation of thyristor T2? Thyristor T2 is in forward conduction mode. What about thyristor T1? T1 is in reverse blocking mode. Okay. Next, here can we apply KVL? Yes, Vt2 is 0. Apply KVL to the lower loop. So it is a plus Vs minus Vt2 minus V0 is equal to 0. Okay, out of that Vt2 is 0. So we can write V0 is equal to Vs. V0 is supply voltage. Okay, so from pi plus alpha to 2 pi, V0 is same as that of the supply voltage, right? But it is positive. Next, I0 is equal to V0 by R. So it is a Vs by R. It is a Vs by R, right? So I0 will be in phase with V0. Okay. Next, what is a Vt1? Can we apply KVL to the outer loop? Yes, KVL to outer loop. So it is a plus Vt1 plus Vs minus Vt2 is equal to 0, right? Out of that Vt2 is 0. Okay, so therefore we can write it as Vt1 is equal to minus 2 Vs. Okay, so Vt1 is negative because thyristor T1 is in the reverse bias mode, but the magnitude is very important. It is the 2 times the supply voltage. Okay, so if you check after pi plus alpha till 2 pi, yes, the Vt1 magnitude is doubled. At pi plus alpha it is doubled. Before pi plus alpha it was Vs, now it is a 2 times Vs. Okay, 2 times Vs. So what is the PIV rating? It is if this is 2 Vs, so peak inverse voltage rating is 2 times Vmax, 2 times the supply voltage. Is this clear? And after 2 pi the same cycle goes on repeating. Same cycle goes on repeating. Now if you check circuit from alpha to pi, T1 is in the on state, pi plus alpha to 2 pi, T2 is in the on state. Okay, so when from 0 to alpha both the thyristors will be in the off state. Okay, so please note it, when both the thyristors will be in the off state, at that time the thyristor which is in the forward bias mode, when both the thyristors, that is T1 and T2, are in the off state, okay, then the thyristor which is in the forward bias mode, across that thyristor the voltage applied is appearing is Vs. Thyristor which is in the reverse bias mode, across that thyristor the appearing voltage is minus Vs. Okay, suppose out of the T1 T2, one is in the on state, one thyristor or one switch is in the on state. Okay, then the thyristor which is in the off state, right, the thyristor which is in the off state, right, it is due to the reverse biasing only. Okay, the appearing voltage is minus 2 Vs. It is a 2 times the supply voltage. Please be careful. Okay, so we are having the two switches. If both these switches will be in the off state, then the voltage will be divided as plus Vs minus Vs. If one is in the on state, the second thyristor which is in the off state, across the thyristor the appearing voltage is minus 2 times Vs. Is this clear? Okay, one more point. Corresponding to one input cycle, in the output we are getting 2 pulses. Corresponding to one input cycle, in the output we are getting 2 pulses. That's why it is known as a single phase 2 pulse. Single phase 2 pulse, SCR. Are you getting the point? Single phase 2 pulse rectifier or single phase 2 pulse silicon control rectifier. Okay, is this clear? Are you getting the point? Okay, now my question is, if supply frequency is 50 hertz, supply frequency is 50 hertz, what will the pulse frequency? If you check, corresponding to one input cycle we are getting 2 pulses. So corresponding to the 50 cycles, how many pulses will be getting? Will be getting 100 pulses, right? So if the supply frequency is 50 hertz, definitely the output pulse frequency will be 2 times 50, so it is a 100 hertz, right? So this is about the circuit operation of single phase full wave controlled rectifier with purely resistive load center tapped transformer configuration. Okay, in the next video we are going to derive the expressions of this circuit. Thank you.